Good evening, all you mentees, and welcome back to another episode of Reelz Talk with an edition of Was It Really That Bad? Masters of the Universe.
Remember when I used to do this? Reels talk. You
Reelz
hated it. Reels talk. And you didn't
You
like it.
can bring it back if you want. We do use the camera reel
I'll
in
bring
our
it.
logo now.
I'm bringing it back. That's a camera, by the way. Me holding a camera, old school.
So yes, with the amazing Amanda, my lovely co-host Uncanny Omar. So
What's up, everybody?
we figured we'd start March off with a bang and do some Was It Really That Bad? And yeah, so let's go. How's everyone doing tonight? I'm sure you guys are glad to hear about something that's not like Marvel or DC.
Are they though? Are they? Are you guys?
I'm never tired of hearing about any of those things. So
I know. So yes, today we decided to bring back Was It Really That Bad? We haven't really decided what the next video will be, but we'll figure it out. We're also going to be talking about some comic book movie news a little bit later. But Amanda's going to give her amazing synopsis of this amazing movie from Canon Pictures. This is our second movie from Canon, by the way. Our first one was Superman 4. That was amazing. And Masters of the Universe, loosely based on the cartoon and loosely based on the toy line. And when I mean loosely, I mean loosely. So if you've never seen this movie, Owen Rhodes said, Omar, Scott Snyder just confirmed Batman Volume 2 is coming. That's a big deal. Cool. Scott Snyder also told me there was a DC Metal Omnibus 4 years ago. So let's keep the hopes up, though. Let's keep the hopes up. Yes, Masters of the Universe. That's a big deal. Thank you, by the way, for mentioning that, Owen.
Yeah. Ipsy, I will tell you what happens in this movie. So, just a fun fact, I've never actually seen this movie before.
I've had many times.
Yeah, and Omar clearly has. It is just obviously not something that's in my wheelhouse, but very much so in his wheelhouse. So, this is almost like a first-time view review for me. And also, was it really that bad?
it's a little of both, right?
It is, yes.
Yeah.
But it's cool because there's like lots of random actors in it that I didn't know were in it. So that's pretty nifty.
Nifty? That's
how these movies are, I guess.
Nifty.
It clearly pays homage to Star Wars, which was popular around this time.
Oh, excuse me? I saw none of that in here. What are you talking about?
Just the design work, perhaps. And yeah.
All right, Amanda, as somebody that has never seen this movie, have you ever seen the cartoon or know what He-Man, you know the premise of He-Man, right?
I've seen She-Ra. I know the power of Grayskull.
Okay, so He-Man
is so.
Okay, He-Man is like the boy version of She-Ra.
Yeah. So
pretty much the exact same thing.
I get enough of the basic lore, maybe not all the connections between like what He-Man is, which I was hoping to get a little bit more explanation of maybe who exactly He-Man is in relation to the Sorceress and Skeletor, but he's just like the enforcer for the Sorceress. I don't know, or the good guy. He's the good guy.
So going with that, you didn't really know the cartoon growing up. You've never seen any kind of incarnation of the cartoon, and you're going into this blind. I think all you knew was you thought this was where Courtney Cox came up with the white girl dance, which is not. And later on, it became the Carlton dance, but it was the Courtney Cox white girl dance first, and that's actually in the Dancing in the Dark video by Bruce Springsteen. But very close. Now, without knowing any of that, Amanda's going to give us the amazing synopsis, and I'll chime in here and there with some little tidbits of information. But for the most part, I'll stay quiet until she's done. So, everybody, set the clocks. Here we go with the amazing Amanda.
Okay.
What the hell was that? Was that the whistle?
Yes, that was the whistle.
All right.
So Masters of the Universe came out in August 7th, 1987. So I was like 2 years old at the time. Stars Dolph Lundgren as He-Man.
Started aging
Frank
people.
Langella, which I was surprised by, as Skeletor. And, he actually has gone on to be quite a famous actor, doing stuff like Frost Nixon, Good Night and Good Luck. So that guy managed to get out of whatever this was. Meg Foster plays Evil Lynn. Billy Barty, which I thought I can't wait. Billy Barty, which at first when I saw, there's gonna be like a small person role, maybe it's Warwick Davis, because at the time he plays all those characters.
Long before Warwick Davis, there was Billy Barty who did like Legend and movies like that. So yes, sort of halfway, right?
Yeah. So he plays Gwildor. Courtney Cox is in it, playing Julie before she got her plastic surgery in the late 2000s. And then Christina Pickles plays the sorceress, which, fun fact for all of you guys, if you didn't realize, Christina Pickles, who plays the sorceress, later on plays Monica Geller's mother in Friends, which Monica Geller is Courtney Cox's character. So they get to see each other again and be in the same thing again, but this time Christina Pickles is playing her mother, not just some random sorceress who heals her, spoilers, from her poison wound. So this movie opens up with to me, a very Star Wars-esque movie score and really cool PowerPoint animation effects as they start to announce all of the people in the movie. It kind of slides in there. Is it wipe effect? I don't remember, but it's very PowerPoint-esque to me. Then we get the view of Grayskull, and we have this narration talking about what Grayskull is, this crux between good and evil, and the sorceress watches over it, and whoever holds the power of Grayskull is the masters of the universe, blah, blah, blah. And then we see that Skeletor, who's our big baddie, in this amazing mask that only barely moves in the mouth. Sometimes I wondered if he was talking at all or if he was miming everything.
He was talking. That's okay.
Yes. Well, it's Frank Langella. He's quite, apparently he made up some of his own lines, like that one about loneliness and evil and all that stuff. So
it's a good line, though. It
is a great line. And Frank Langella's a great actor, so that makes sense. It wouldn't be the actual writers of this film. So they have managed to capture the sorceress, and he wants to take her power for himself and become the all-powerful masters of the universe. And he has his sidekick, Evil Lynn, and all of his evil henchmen, which I guess are robots that look like black versions of stormtroopers to me.
Well, the guys, if we're gonna go Star Wars, they're the guys that are shooting the Death Star, right? Like that scene with the helmets, like that's what they look like more than
the heads. Yeah, but they just got that weird. You found that?
Of course I found it. I love this song. I love the boss. And yes, hell yes, Courtney Cox inventing the Carlton dance right here.
Courtney. So then meanwhile, while has captured the sorceress and is slowly taking her powers and she's aging slowly outside of that, He-Man has shown up and he is with his fellow compatriots, Duncan, the Man-at-Arms, and his daughter, Teela, and they are defeating some of Skeletor's armies, and doing so, they managed to find that guy, Gwildor.
With that guy, yes, Gwildor, everybody.
So apparently he has created or invented. We'll get to that later.
Okay.
You'll get to that later. Shuck, you'll get to that later. Spoilers, Omar.
Okay. Distraction. Here we go. Okay, this is how you distract people. Now everybody wants to get up and dance. All right.
So he has created this dimensional door key called the Cosmic Key, and he had created it for Evil Lynn, and then they used it to get into tricked him and used it to get into Grayskull, and so to capture the sorceress. So he has another prototype, and so they use it to get back into Grayskull, and they're trying to get the other prototype that Skeletor has. They have like multiple of these keys, and they're also trying to
Cosmic
at the same time. Cosmic Key. Yes, multiple Cosmic Keys.
The original Infinity Gauntlet. I
guess so. Did this come out before or after the Infinity Gauntlet saga?
Oh, before. Yeah.
Yeah?
Why are you surprised? Yes, ma'am.
Because, and anyways. Okay.
So
then as they're trying to retrieve the other prototype and also save the sorceress, of course, they get surrounded by Skeletor and his troops. They have to flee. Gwildor puts in some coordinates. They go through the portal and they wind up on Earth. There's a really funny scene of Gwildor trying to talk to a cow. And so they also in their journey to Earth lost their Cosmic Key prototype. So they have to go search for it. So they split up. While we have them splitting up, we get to learn about the people on Earth. So we go to Rob's Ribs and Chicken, I think that's what it's called. And we meet Courtney Cox, who's in the middle or just about ending her last ever shift at Rob's Chicken and Things. I don't know. Wings and things. And we come to find out that she is leaving town for good, getting on a plane. Her friend is saying, like, why are you breaking up with your boyfriend, Kevin? Blah, blah, blah. So Courtney Cox's Julie leaves, gets in the car with Kevin, the boyfriend that she's going to be leaving behind.
Mhm.
And he keeps telling them, I have to do this for myself. I have to leave. But before we leave, we'll go to your sound check. But before that, we're going to go visit my parents' graves. Then we go to her parents' grave. All makes sense. And don't forget, during that whole scene, we also get a really awesome shot of Gildor stealing some couple's chicken, and him and Duncan and Tila eating chicken together.
Love
Tila's
that.
out that it's an animal bone.
Wasn't
And
that a good scene? That was such a
it was,
good scene.
what a scene. And yeah. And Gildor's like, but it's so good. Like, they're shocked. So I guess they're vegetarians on Eternia. I'm not really quite sure. So at the graveyard, we come to find out what happened to Julie's parents. Apparently, Julie blames herself because her parents want her to go to the beach with them. She said no because she wanted to spend time with Kevin. So instead, they took their private plane to Catalina and died in a plane crash. So she blames herself, as most kids probably would, because that's how it is.
That's how it is.
And that's why she has to leave town and start a new life, just to get out, start fresh. So when they're here at the graveyard, this is when her and Kevin discover the cosmic key. And Kevin's like, oh, this cool musical, like, foreign instrument. Think it's like some synthesizer or something. And so
I still have that stupid song in my head, like the way it plays out, the notes, the ba da 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 da, like ever since I was a kid, I've got it.
Kevin.
And now Kevin is interesting. He's the guy that went on to be in Star Trek. What the heck? Not Enterprise, Voyager. He played a character in Star Trek Voyager. I don't know what else he's been on since then, but I recognized him right away.
I looked him up. That's why I didn't put him in my.
Okay, forget everything.
So when they're at their sound check, he decides he wants to check this thing out. He plugs it up to the amplifiers in his band, and he starts playing the music. And of course, Skeletor has had the other prototype all set to like monitor frequencies in the galaxy to find this second cosmic key to see where they had went. When obviously Kevin amplifies the key's tone, of course, us humans, so silly of us, that alerts Skeletor's armies, and he asks Evelyn to get a group of mercenaries together, small group. And so when they do that, she gets the Saurod, Blade, Beastman, and Karg. So these
Whoa, look at you, you freaking nerd. You remember their names.
To come and a small infiltration group to just go and infiltrate and go get this cosmic key back. So Kevin decides he wants to show this weird musical instrument to his friend Charlie, who works at like a music store or pawn shop or something like that. So Charlie, he's like, I'll be right back. So he leaves her alone at the school. And meanwhile, the mercenaries come in from their portal. And of course, they start.
That's the man right there. Blade was the man who also was the stunt coordinator. He was the guy that helped train him. Everybody, how to battle with swords. So they were like, "We'll just make you a character because you have a bald head, man." I don't know. They just gave him an eye patch, and they were like, "You're going to be called Blade," who was never in the cartoon, nor was any of the characters except for, of course, Evelyn. Skeletor and the Beastman. That's it.
That they're the only real actual characters.
Yeah, everybody else was made up for the movie, which disappointed a lot of us kids because we wanted to see Merman. We wanted to see all these characters we grew up playing the toys with. Nope. We're gonna go with this crazy looking dude with like hooks for hands, and all he did was yell. What was his name? Carson.
I think it. Wait, what was it? I said it was Karg. Karg, the one that looked kind of like an alien. Like
that got off really quick. Like,
he got killed later on. Yeah, very by Skeletor for failing. So
he looked so cool, man. They got rid of him fast. Like,
I know he's probably the coolest looking, I guess, makeup special effects they had. Anyway, so they chase Courtney Cox's character around, and she manages to escape the school, and then she gets to a junkyard and she runs into He-Man because he can hear her yelling for help. So he's like, I will help you. And of course, as he's helping her, Duncan and Tila show up. They kind of fend these guys off, and they manage to get her to safety. And the mercenaries end up returning back to Skeletor, defeated. And then that's when Saurod gets his, energy bolt to the chest, and he kind of dies. So, meanwhile, Kevin is Yeah, I know, right? Kevin returns to school, finds out, sees like this Detective Lubbock, this guy, and all of some police officers, because obviously the school has been attacked and it's all in ruins. And he's like, "What is going on?" And the detective he tries to tell detective what they had. He shows detective the cosmic key, and the detective takes Kevin, and they decide to go to Julie's house to see if that's where she went. When they get to Julie's house, she's not there, but she calls Kevin and tells him what's up. She obviously had a conversation with He-Man and everyone. They have told her how important the cosmic key is. And so she relays all of this to Kevin, but Lubbock takes the cosmic key and he leaves. And so he's not there. And he leaves Kevin alone for Eva Lynn to come in. And then she puts some obedience collar on him, makes him tell him where the key went, because Lubbock's going to take the key to Charlie as well. So Charlie apparently is the guru of all gurus when it comes to knowing what these objects are that might be musical instruments, but most likely are not. So when Julie and them finally show up at Julie's house, they take the obedience necklace off, and then, Kevin tells them what happened. And so they head to Charlie's store to head off Lubbock. Well, of course, Eva Lynn sends all the troops because she comes back with all the troops. That's what ends up happening because the mercenaries had failed. So now we have this big battle in the store, ruining all Charlie's stuff. They're all in the back storeroom. And then Julie looks out the window and sees a vision of her mother, or her mother. And she's like, "Mom?" So she goes out there, and her mom, and why she believes this is beyond me. Her mom tells her some crackanamy story about how they're not really dead. They were hiding, and
acting
for some secret organization. And she's like, "But I need that key." So of course Julie's gonna do anything for her mom. So she goes and grabs the key, even though Gildor's trying to work on it. And she gives it to her mom. And as they're hugging, then Omar has showed you the gift. It turns out that Eva Lynn was really her
mom. What's up, Julie Maine? No, it turns out to be.
And she has that outrageous reaction, grabbing her hair. She's like,
"That's acting, man. That's acting."
That was definitely.
Look at her eyes, though. Good Lord.
Yeah, apparently those are really her eyes too.
Yeah.
Wear contacts. I looked that up on Trivia Fact. So that's why she's cast a lot in sci-fi fantasy movies, because she kind of comes with her own props in a way. So He-Man, Julie tells him that she has the key. So they go after her. He-Man uses a little hoverboard, manages to steal the key back. She is clearly Mephisto.
Oh, I love y'all.
And they steal the key back, but it's too late because they end up getting surrounded. Skeletor has now come to Earth with the rest of their troops. Then He-Man tries to fight him in what I think is the most half-hearted way that someone could fight. Frenzy be damned.
We did talk about one of the greatest scenes, and that's when so in the shop when they're shooting, right? Yeah. He-Man and Man-at-Arms, and then Tila comes and joins them, right? Looks like you all needed a woman's touch, and it is the worst way to hold a gun. She's like, "Oh, ah," and then she looks at the camera and is like, "Woman-at-Arms." Like she looks at He-Man
so much in this film.
She looks at He-Man, looks at the camera, and she's like, "Woman-at-Arms." So the kids like us would be like, "That's ironic because she's a woman." And Man-at-Arms is
the Man-at-Arms.
Even as a kid, I was like, that was ridiculous. Like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, Aria wants to know if there's a dance montage. There was no dance montage.
Oh, wait, though. This is the very, very first movie, and I don't know who's not watched this, that for me had an after credits scene. I have never seen a movie up until this point that after credits, and I stayed for the whole movie because I was like, maybe something will show up. I don't know why we stayed in the theater, but after the credits, there was something that pops up, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. But it was the first movie I remember doing that. And correct me if I'm wrong, anybody. I'm sure there were other movies that have done it before this, but for me as a kid, this was it.
I couldn't tell you. Okay, so Skeletor basically gives He-Man an ultimatum.
I didn't see Flash Gordon until after I saw this movie, though, to be fair. What's the ultimatum?
Ultimatum, pretty much, your friends will stay alive, but I'm going to leave them on Earth. If you surrender He-Man and come with me. So He-Man decides to surrender. Now, keep in mind, during this fighting, Julie had also, that is like,
What's it?
yeah.
Is that acting? What is it? Oh,
Yeah.
good journey. Good journey.
Julie had gotten hit by one of Skeletor's evil magic bolts, which is poisoning her now. So she's injured, and He-Man decides to give himself up and go with Skeletor and become Skeletor's slave. So they all head back to Eternia and leave Man-at-Arms and Tila and Gildor with Kevin and Julie. And Kevin's all upset because Julie's gravely injured.
She's dying.
And they pretty much said, we need our sorcerer's the only one who can heal her at this point. However, in the ensuing fight and everything, the cosmic key they have has been damaged, and now they can't, it doesn't have the tone anymore. And so without that tone, Gildor's like, it'll take years for us to find the right tone. And then Kevin's like, wait a minute, because Kevin has an ear for music, guys. Can you not tell? He's trying to listen to it, but there's a speaker up above him from a store playing another tune. So he's like, I wish that they would just shut up already. And then Tila shoots it. And then all of a sudden he like starts singing the tune they need, or the tone, to get them back to Eternia. So
yeah, man, I still remember that. That's it, dude.
So they get a few things. He has to go get a keyboard from Charlie's shop. They get a few of the things they already have, and they're building this new key essentially to able to play the tone and go back to Eternia to save He-Man and the Sorceress and everything like that. Meanwhile, we have Lubbock with all the police. He's ready to go in and attack. And as he's going in to attack and stop them, he gets sucked into this portal along with the rest of our characters. Meanwhile, at Castle Grayskull, we have Skeletor taunting his prisoner.
Look at that! Look at how hot that is.
Whipping him.
Look at that! You know how many kinks this satisfies? Kneel.
You know, the usual classic stuff we've seen so many times before. And then eventually the Great Eye opens and he receives all of the power.
So according to Phil Owens, The Silencers in 1966 was the very first film to have a post-credit scene. Awesome, man. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now.
Definitely. So the Great Eye opens, he's able to consume the power, and he becomes this god Skeletor now. And with just as that happens,
armor.
He's got this armor, his new little helmet with the horns.
Helmet's badass, though.
The helmet's pretty cool. Yep, look at that thing. And as this happens, the portal opens back up, and all of our heroes kind of come back in. They also bring with them half of the building that they were next to. And immediately the fighting ensues. And as they're fighting, He-Man manages to escape their grasp. He manages to get his sword, puts it up in the air with the I have the power symbol.
What does he say?
I have the power?
Not like that. Say it, Amanda. Look at that.
I have the power.
I knew you could do it. Look at that.
Something like that. And now he's fighting. They have an epic battle scene. Evelyn has come to realization that, because she kind of loves, I think, Skeletor at this point, but realizes he doesn't want to share his power with her. So she ends up withdrawing her troops. He ends up breaking Skeletor's staff. And then he knocks Skeletor into this pit that's in the middle of the throne room, and he falls to what we assume would be his death. Sorceress is healed. She's able to heal Julie. And then in the ending of all of it, Lubbock decides he's going to stay behind with his new woman randomly that he met in Eternia. And
where did she come from? How much time have they?
I had to rewind it to see if I missed something. I was like, was this girl here before? No, she just showed up.
The guy, I love the character that he plays in this because it's practically the same character in Back to the Future. So it's not even really acting for him.
No, it was not. And so they say goodbye or good journey.
Good journey. We don't say goodbye here, Amanda. We say
they don't. They say, where's that? That's where you have to put that meme. When she tells her what it means. When she's like,
I got it. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I got you. Good journey. And
what's it mean?
I don't know. Have a good journey.
You know what it means? It means let's dance. So yeah.
Yeah, so then they go, so Gildor sends back to Earth, but surprise, Gildor sends them back before her parents died. So
Yes.
she wakes up in her bed, realizes what day it is, comes downstairs, grabs her parents' keys, refuses to let them leave, and then runs outside of the street. Kevin meets up with her, and he's like, don't let your parents get on the plane. She's like, like, so obviously they both the same people. And she's like, was it all real? And then he holds out this little marble that has Eternia inside of it.
Little marble? What the hell? How dare you
And you see
disrespect
He-Man
Victoria?
holding up his sword, and that's the movie. Until you get that credit scene where you're in the throne room with the pit in the red water, and then Skeletor pops out and says, "I'll be back." He doesn't
Yes,
say it like
he
that.
didn't say it like
In
that.
my mind, that's how he said it.
That's not how he said it. All right.
And that, my friends, is He-Man's or the Masters of the Universe, which you can watch for free on Amazon Prime Video.
If you pay for Amazon Prime.
If you pay for Amazon Prime. If you don't, then don't do that. It's not free. So, Omar, you're the one who loves this property. I'll say not this movie necessarily, but the property He-Man. Yep. You like the cartoons, the toys, etc. So the first time around you saw this, you obviously had some misgivings about it. Second time around, is it really as bad as you remember?
Oh, this is not my second rodeo, baby. This is like my 15th time watching this movie. I love this movie. I don't know why. Is this the one with Perry White from Superman Returns to Skeletor? You were 100% correct. He did. He was Perry White in Superman Returns. I know what this movie is. It's horrible trash, but I also really love it. It has a soft spot in my heart. Like the music I really enjoyed. The acting wasn't the best, but it was campy as hell, but it was fun. And some of the special effects were okay. Some of the makeup and prosthetics were okay.
Yeah.
Okay at best, but it's a canon picture. You just get, you take what you get. You take what you get, man. And like Skeletor's nose was so awful. Just especially some things need to remain in that grainy VHS style that you watched it in, not in this 4K or 1080p HD. So
exactly.
That's if we can hide behind the camera lens of like blurry 80s VHS copies, I think this movie would have aged a lot better. Oh God, how do I? It's still fun. It's ridiculous. I don't recommend people watch it, but it's still a fun movie to me. Wait, what did you think? I mean, you watched it.
So
you've never seen it.
It's gonna be like, wow, what a terrible fest. What a Ghost Rider. What a Catwoman. But the acting was not great. That's that scene of the overacting that Julie does when she realizes that Evelyn was Evelyn all along and not her mom. Kind of intense. Some of the obviously Dolph Lundgren. This is his first film, I believe, and
he dies. He dies.
And he had to learn English, or he had a very thick Swedish accent, which I thought he did an okay job of hiding it. The special effects, minus, like I said, Skeletor's mask. Sometimes his lips didn't move. That was bothering me a little bit. Some of the other masks in it didn't move, but they weren't necessarily terrible for the 1980s, I guess. I was to be expected. The story was where it really just got me. It was just not good. Why we had to go to Earth. There was the character development of Julie and Kevin made no sense to me. Why it's even in this film? Why does it matter? It's not like she became infatuated with He-Man. They're just random Earth sidekicks. And, there was no great revelation really for Julie. And, I have to get over my parents' deaths and I have to accept it and move on and be happy. That's what I expected. That's what a good writer would do. Not we're going to turn back time and give her parents back. And she all of a sudden loves Kevin again and she's not going to go anywhere. So I guess the writing for me was what really did it in. But when it came to the special effects stuff, I thought 80s fantasy film, it's not that terrible, I guess.
I like
Frank
that. Not
Langella
that terrible.
made a pretty good villain, even if he had to hide most of his stuff behind the mask.
You know what's cool is like that guy was in top of his shape back then. So like he was ripped. And he's like, I wanted to battle He-Man in the end, but they ran out of money. So that's why they use all the smoke machines at the end, and it's all in black
Yeah.
lighting. And they got somebody else to fight He-Man in the armor. It wasn't even him. He was like, I was so disappointed in that. I really like. I was in the top of my like form back then, and I was so happy to fight somebody like Dolph, you know,
Yep.
and he never got to fight him. That's so sad. A lot of things happened though. I mean, it was a Canon picture. They had to rush it out, and much like every other Canon picture, it was shot cheap. Like the script was whenever 10 minutes of the movie takes place in Eternia and the rest of the movie takes place in New York, like
Was it New York?
well, I don't even know where the hell they were.
Okay, were they in Jersey going somewhere else? I don't remember.
I don't remember. But you know, my point is like the entire cartoon series had the setup of Prince Adam, Cringer, and all these characters that turn into He-Man and Battle Cat, and it takes place in Eternia. The last thing us kids wanted to see was like, oh, hey, we're 10 minutes into the movie. Let's head to Earth, where every other goddamn movie takes place. That was a bad thing as a kid. As an adult, I'm like, oh, of course they were cutting corners. Same thing happened to Beastmaster 2, where he comes to New York City.
People love a fish out of water story, but in this case, there wasn't much even of the fish out of water for He-Man at all.
Right.
And Duncan with the chicken and the cow, and that's about it.
I do love Billy Batson. Like I think every role he plays this weird little guy.
He's also like Willow, right?
Yeah, he was the guy's like choose which finger, like like that. He sounds the same in all the movies, but I love that guy. He's a great actor or character actor, whatever.
If they had Jim Henson doing the puppeteering and the stuff, it would have been probably better.
Now the crazy thing is that they actually wrote a script for the second movie, the second movie they scrapped it because Kenny kind of like lost a bunch of money.
And he was not returned for a sequel anyways.
I don't blame him. But what they did was they took the script and made it into Universal Soldier 2 or something like that. And somebody in the comments, if you know what I'm talking about, please correct me. It was either Universal Soldier 2 or Time Cop or something too. Something like that. Wait, they were actors in. Yes, there were actors in this, like legit actors in this movie. Like
yes, Courtney Cox, Frank Langella has won.
Hello.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure Frank Langella has won, and has he won an Oscar?
I don't know if he won an Oscar or not, but he's a phenomenal actor, and he was a good actor in this. Cyber was it Cyber 2, whatever it was.
Cyber?
No. The movie that they made this, and then
a Tony Award, but he also won. He received a nomination for Frost Nixon. So yeah, you're talking about. I mean, Skeletor. That's an Academy Award nominated actor. So yeah, there's and Courtney Cox is Cougar Town. Is Monica.
Okay, can we stop talking about Courtney? We're trying to make Courtney Cox happen, okay? No, dude, I was all about what's her face.
The girl played Tila.
Yeah, no, evil. Dude, did you not hear me? Like, I texted you about evil.
Meg Foster.
Meg Foster, dude, and Meg Foster was not recently, but a few years ago, was in a Rob Zombie horror flick because he loves the same type of women I did, like her and Leslie Easterbrook from the Police Academy movies, and he casted them in movies like that he did in horror movies, and she still like you could tell it's her because of her eyes, like the eyes, you know,
they are extremely
beautiful when they stand out. Was Bruce Springsteen in there? Why is there so many? Because he's the boss. That's why.
Because Omar just wants to play that clip of Courtney Cox dancing.
Yeah. Is Courtney Cox a vampire because she didn't age? Amanda was throwing shade at Courtney Cox earlier. If you didn't,
I feel bad now.
I think some people are missed that, but that's okay. You know, we all age differently. Courtney Cox had to have like is it Botox? What's the thing on your lips?
That's Botox or lip injections.
Yeah, she looked really weird a few years ago. I think she's gotten better now.
Yeah.
I've seen They Live is freaking awesome, and you're right. I love her in that movie. Love that big fight too in the middle. Maybe that's a movie we should watch. But anyway,
I agree.
Having never seen this movie, not comparing it to anything in the cartoon, let's just base it
I
on the
couldn't
movie.
even if I tried.
Not, okay. What would you give this movie?
I'd probably give this a solid 3.5 out of 10.
Oh, okay. What about everybody else? What would you all give this? To me, this
Yeah.
movie, I know it's a shit show, but even throwing in the fun factor, I give this a 6 out of 10. I don't care. I love it. I love the music. I love that feeling, that 80s feeling of this dark, gritty city. And that's what they try to go for in shows like Stranger Things, like when she went to Chicago, right? Like this kind of filter that you have in the 80s,
Mhm.
what we thought like sci-fi was supposed to look like.
Yes. Yes.
But yes, I love this
That's
movie.
exactly what I thought sci-fi was supposed to look like in the 80s.
It is 6 out of 10. Everybody else, please let me know in the comments. Let's see, Leo, who have you never seen this, right, Leo? He gives it a 3 out of 10.
No, he watched it on Prime, he said earlier.
Okay. Well,
Oxy Pete gives it a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. Somebody else earlier gave it a 7 out of 10.
Glenn's
Uh,
giving it a solid 6 because I like
I
it a
like
lot.
it a lot. Yeah. Nostalgia goes a long way. 7
Uh,
out of 10. So many memories attached to this. Absolutely, man. Stop bagging on this. It's a
it's
guilty
not
pleasure.
a bag. Honestly, it was. I
Hey,
mean, it was
I,
just fine. It was not like
I don't
terrible.
even
That
consider this
one.
a guilty pleasure. I'm not ashamed that guilty pleasure to me is things I'm ashamed to admit, like to all the boys I loved before. To this, there is no shame. I'll gladly talk about Masters of the Universe. 2 out of 10 for Rafael Miranda, 7, 5 for my boy Jaime. And I'd give this a never seen it out of 10. 4 plus 1
There you
for
go. If see,
nostalgia.
well, you just got my synopsis, so you know now what it's all about.
Yes, please note, Nearman condition does not support the use of cocaine. What?
What is
Is,
happening? Did I miss something?
did somebody snort something?
Is someone talking about cocaine? I'm pretty sure we are not talking about cocaine in this.
2 out of 10 because it was less animated than the cartoon, of course, Michael Edmund. It is a kids movie. We should remember it does its job. I don't even know if it was marketed towards kids, really. I think it was just marketed to people that watch like the way the trailers were coming out. It said nothing other than the title about Masters of the Universe. It felt more like people that love like Lady Hawk or movies like fantasy movies from back in the 80s. And I love Lady Hawk. So yes.
Yeah. So that was for Corey. Apparently, he's watching the show.
Oh, okay. I was wondering who you're blowing a kiss to. I was like,
Yeah.
that's weird. Did somebody super chat you on the side? 4 out
It's
of
right
10.
here.
Courtney Cox gets a 3 on her own. Really, Courtney Cox, huh? Not a Rachel. Not a Rachel. Okay. Don't compare Beastmaster. Don't compare to Beastmaster. Beastmaster had its first nudity I saw. Tanya Roberts.
Beastmaster's another one I've never seen before, so I feel like I should also watch that.
You've never seen Beastmaster? Oh, that's
No. Do I look
classic.
like someone who watches all these things that you keep shocked that I have never seen?
Well, why the hell did you watch Willow? Willow came out in 1988. You were
Because
3
Willow's
years
what my
old.
mom liked. Because Willow took
Oh, okay.
yeah, like it's a Lord of the Rings-esque kind of thing. Like that makes sense. Like
Ron Howard too. It's a Ron
time
Howard
fantasy.
picture. Yes,
Leo.
Amanda blew everyone a kiss. Just to clarify.
Yes, I had
Don't forget to hit that like button.
had jumped in the chat, and he decided to say, "Whoa, who's that fox?" So
talking
we're
about
not blowing
me.
you off.
It's really weird because I'm his cousin. Was it really that bad? Red Sonja.
Omar.
Golly, man, I love that movie too. And it's funny, right? Because Conan shows up. You can't call him Conan, but it's still Conan in the movie. That really aggravated
They
me.
couldn't call him Conan. Why? Because of rights?
Because copyrights, yeah. And Beastmaster was great. I love the first one. Even though they painted Uncanny Omar talked pretty one day. Spray painted the tiger black, which you don't do to an animal or anybody. Still a solid movie. I love it. Those freaking
I feel like we
games,
should do
man.
a run of all these 80s like action movies like this. Action fans.
Oh hell no, dude! You ain't getting away from Aliens. We watching Aliens sometime.
Oh yeah, it is his birthday month, but his birthday's not to the 14th, guys. But
you got a whole month to yourself back in December. Remember?
My show. Wait, I didn't get a whole month of this in December. I got a whole month of old or new reader, which everyone loved, by the way, because I was bringing in some classic stuff.
Everyone.
Doctor Strange, mostly Marvel, because that's the only thing I listen to.
This is we gonna freaking fight here. Yeah, but if we had been doing this, we were on a break. That's why.
Oh, that's why.
You know, Aliens is an action movie. It's classic, dude.
Everyone's saying happy belated birthday.
Oh, thank you.
I will watch. Yes, I will watch Aliens. Yeah, so I think that's our review of Masters of the Universe. But
yeah, that's it.
Dude, I mean, there's news that is out there that I think we need to talk about. So let's segue into some of the latest stuff going on.
Yeah, these Dr. Seuss books are going up in price. I just saw some biddings on eBay.
Yeah, because they're
$300.
some of them, which it's funny because it's Dr. Seuss week at my daughter's school. So, and I have to do a treat based on Fox and Socks. And I was like, what am I going to do with Fox and Socks? But I got to make a treat related to that book.
Just make some cookies in shape like foxes or fox heads.
Yeah, you think that's so easy. Yeah.
But I didn't say it was easy. I'm just saying.
Anyway, so
it happened.
One of the things that I've noticed, guys, in case you weren't aware, there's a Dungeons and Dragons movie coming out.
I didn't even know about that. That's crazy.
Being written by Game Night's Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daly. Everyone knows John Francis Daly from Freaks and Geeks. He also co-wrote the Spider-Man Homecoming script.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah. And the cast has a lot of big names. Chris Pine's in it. Michelle Rodriguez is in it. Justice Smith, which most people will remember from Detective Pikachu. If you watched that, he was the main character.
Oh, I like that kid. He was in Jurassic World 2, and he was in the
Jurassic World 2. Yes, that too.
What was oh my gosh, with DJ Fantastic? What was that show?
Yeah, the Get Down. The Get Down.
Yeah, I like that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they're in it, and also is Regé-Jean Page, which is the lead actor from Bridgerton, which is one of my favorite new shows on Netflix, if you haven't seen it. So that's coming out, and they just announced that Hugh Grant is going to be playing the villain in the movie. So this will be very interesting. His name is going to be called Forge Fletcher.
What is this called? Is it just called Dungeons and Dragons?
It's untitled right now. Sophia Lillis, which is the young girl who played the girl from It, the new adaptations of It, the young redhead. So she's
I love that girl.
I love her too. So she's going to be playing a role called Doric. They just don't know what exactly it's going to be.
Okay.
So it's going to be very interesting. We're getting a Dungeons and Dragons movie, which I can't even imagine. I think it's going to be, there might be some comedy given that you have the Game Night writers on board. So I sense it might, and you have Chris Pine, not Chris Pratt, Chris Pine. So I imagine we might have a little bit of comedy in there too. And Hugh Grant is good at comedy, so that makes sense.
Is he?
Yes. Oh God, go ahead.
For Weddings and a Funeral. They've done a Dungeons and Dragons movie before, back in the late '90s. I want to say it was the guy that played the one of the. He was in Party of Five. I think he was in it. I don't know. It was really.
Barry Watson? No, that's not Party of Five. That was
what the hell? What the hell are we talking about? Anyway, it wasn't a good movie. I don't know. Like maybe if they go with some of like the book lore, I guess that might work.
Yeah, I think that was fun.
I don't know. It's way too early to get excited about anything like that. No, it wasn't Matt Fox. It was one of the guys. He was in Double Dragon. Oh my God, I actually know crappy movies. Yes, Dungeons and Dragons. It was in 2000. It was a really that bad. Was it really that bad? It was that bad. Just a Dragons.
We could do it. We'll do it when this movie comes out. Let's hold off on it. Let's do it in appreciation of this movie coming out. Which
do we really need to appreciate this movie? I don't know if it's going to be any good.
Hey, Chris Pine's going to be in it, so
he was also in Wonder Woman '84.
Okay, well, true.
Exactly. Thank you, Scott Wolf. I think that's who was in the Dungeons and Dragons. That's what I was talking about.
Scott Wolf. Maya says she loves the Duke. I love the Duke as well.
Who's the Duke?
That's the Regé-Jean Page character from Bridgerton. He's the Duke.
I haven't seen.
I don't think that, according to what I've read, the next season won't deal much with him. And I've already forgot her name. The main character. It's going to be her siblings more, which is a shame because I really like those two, but it's fine. Their story kind of wrapped up in this season anyway.
To the people asking if I have seen Superman and Lois, yes. Yes, I have. I saw episode the pilot, and Amanda and I are talking about maybe reviewing that next Friday, like the first 3 episodes on Friday. We won't have WandaVision, so it'll give us
or Falcon, yeah.
It'll give us 3 episodes of this new series that has started out on CW, which right now you can watch free streaming with like 30,000 ads, unless you get the CW app. I guess I don't know.
Well, the CW app is still gonna have ads. So it's just
never mind. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
It's free, so.
Oh God, it was Marlon Wayne. Marlon Wayans was in that.
That's right. Oh, we need to watch that, Omar.
No, we don't need to watch that. It's,
yes,
Omar,
yes,
I hate you for you don't like Bridgerton. So fuck you, Leo.
Where did he say that? Oh,
it was hidden, so I had to show.
Because he used the F word.
Like we've been cool all this time, Leo, and just
watch Bridgerton.
I haven't even seen. I'm not even hating on it. I'm just
you like all the boys I loved before. I think you would enjoy this period piece.
No, it's not a period piece. It's all made up.
It is made up, but it's still a period piece. It's still set in a certain period of time. It just because it's made up. I mean, a lot of the Mortal Instruments series are set in a certain specific time, even though obviously
I wouldn't call it a period piece.
There's no shadow hunters in the real world.
That's like saying The Walking Dead or Game of Thrones are a period piece.
Yeah, in a post-apocalyptic world, they're in a period piece.
Who the hell am I talking to? What? A period? No, don't mess with my head like that. This is another episode. All right. Did Leo leave? Did I piss Leo off that I haven't seen Bridgerton?
You did.
All right, Leo, I apologize. I'll try to watch Bridgerton maybe for Amanda's birthday. I don't like to see smart... Excuse me? I like to see powerful, strong, smart women. Okay? Not just smart. I'm trying to think of characters. Like Bones. Shit. That's the only one that I can come up with right now. I like Bones. There weren't that many. Right?
Leo asked me if I've seen The Shadow. I've not seen it yet. My sister telling me I need to watch it, so I probably will watch it. I need to watch The Shadow and Bone trailer. It's another YA series they're turning into a TV series. So.
Okay. So in Superman related news, last week we got another early rumors of a new Superman movie in the works.
Pretty sure it's not just rumors. I think it's confirmed.
Everything is a rumor to me from DC WB.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
I also got confirmation of a Superman Man of Steel movie too, long before Superman versus Batman. But anyway, so this one's interesting because it's not using Kal-El Clark Kent, but they're going to use what was he? Earth 23 Superman, which is loosely based on Obama. I can't remember Grant Morrison's character. Like he was written into the. Damn it! I can't remember what issue that. But anyway, so it's going to be a black Superman, and apparently who's attached to this project?
J.J. Abrams, and then I think it's Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Ta-Nehisi Coates. I know how to say his name. Yeah, Ta-Nehisi Coates. Yeah,
Ta-Nehisi Coates, and then of course J.J. Abrams producing. So.
I do like Ta-Nehisi Coates. He's written a really kick-ass run on Black Panther. His cap started great. Calvin Ellis. So who's Calvin Ellis? What did Calvin Ellis do? Calvin Ellis is the Superman. Superman. Yes. Wait, who's Calvin Ellis? I was asking who's attached to this project. So far we've seen mock-ups of course, Michael B. Jordan and Denzel Washington's kid, because apparently we only have 2 actors that can play this role across everybody's social media. Come on, give me a no name. Give me a no name. Give me a no name.
No, it's not going to be. It's going to be one of those 2. Probably. I would hope they give it to John David Washington.
No, he's in enough stuff.
Jordan has a lot. He already has a new show or a new movie coming on Amazon Prime. They just released a trailer for. So
exactly. So give it to the kid that played Cyborg.
Hard, buddy. He is working hard.
Who's that kid that played Cyborg? Give it to that guy.
Ray Fisher.
Ray Fisher. Hashtag Ray Fisher for Superman.
Speaking of Cyborg, so I don't know, did you see that Zack Snyder released all of the titles for all the different parts for his Justice League?
No.
I'll read them to you. Okay.
Talk to me. Read them to me.
Part 1 is Don't Count on It, Batman. Part 2 of the Justice League saga is The Age of Heroes. Part 3 is called Beloved Mother, Beloved Son.
Martha.
Part 4 is Change Machine. Part 5 is All the King's Horses.
5? I thought there were only 4.
And then part 6, no, there's 6 parts now, is Something Darker.
Oh shit! Watch out, Dark Side. What's darker than Dark Side? Dark Side is. Okay, so he's saying 6 parts. Like, what are we talking about here? Like 6? I thought it was only 4.
There's chapter titles, so I guess if you want to watch them as
so
chapters,
confusing. Okay.
There's chapters within the movie, and these are the chapter titles.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie though. I am so excited for this. I don't care if anybody else is. I don't care if anybody judges me. I am so excited for this ridiculous 4-hour cut. Hell yes, bring it, of Justice League. Now, so 6 chapters, 4 segments, or 4?
4
is it
hours.
a movie?
4 hours.
It's a 4-hour movie.
Oh. Yes, but I think it's gonna be divided into chapters.
Mm.
So it's 4
I'm sorry.
hours.
I thought they were 4 chapters, like one coming out every day.
I think at first it was going to be like 4 1-hour segments, but now they've kind of break it up to 6 like chapters. I keep saying chapters, like I know, like everyone expects to know what that is in terms of like a movie, which I don't know. This is a first for me, so it's going to be very interesting to see exactly what that means.
You can judge me all you want, man. I'm still excited. Like,
Judgerson.
I honestly, I didn't think Justice League, the Snyder Whedon cut, was as bad as everybody else did. I mean, there were things that are better, but visually, I thought some of the scenes were awesome, man.
Yeah.
But I don't understand. Yes. What? Okay. So what the fuck is this? Like, why was this? I saw the trailer, which was 4x3. Is the whole movie going to be 4x3? Because that is who the hell misses the pans, the scans? Like, who misses that? Why are we doing a 4x3? Is that an artsy thing? That can't be
an artsy thing.
It can't be. They're not. There's no way they go back to that. That's ridiculous.
That would be weird if they do.
I mean, to go from widescreen, which is what every
thing, yeah,
television and every streaming.
This is a Christopher Nolan film, guys. I don't know why they need to go with that artsy direction.
This is Zack Snyder. What if this is Zack Snyder's magnum opus? Like, you become like the biggest. You get a tattoo across your chest that says, "What the hell's the society?" What's the line? We're in a society.
It is not. It's not going to be widescreen.
Get out of here! But I've seen the trailer. I know the trailer was widescreen or 4x3.
It's going to be using the boxy 1:33:1 ratio. Why? Because the director's love for format stemmed from the IMAX scenes he shot. Batman vs Superman.
But was it shot in IMAX? There's a difference.
But he just loves the way that's shot, so that's how he's shooting it regardless. Omar?
I'm really rooting for you, Snyder. Why are you making it difficult? Like, come on, man. Throw me a bone here. God bless. Did you see the Army of the Dead trailer by Zack Snyder? I didn't. Is it out? I'll tell you what got a tease, though. We got our first tease of it's Hulu, I think, of Why the Last Man. It got like a 2-second tease.
Yep.
And it shows like the city. So I can't wait for that. There's
really
also
Last Man.
The trailer for Jupiter, what was it, Jupiter Circle, the first book, the first Mark Miller. And I'll be honest, I was not a fan of the comic book. I'm not a fan of that comic at all. Like, as much as I don't like Mark Miller stuff, this stuff was like he phoned it in. But the trailer, looked okay. He looked okay. What about you, Amanda? What other news you got?
This is my surprise news for Omar. So
to all the boys going to get
a trailer for Thunder Force with two of, I would say, are two of Omar's favorite actresses, Octavia Spencer and Melissa McCarthy.
This is my birthday month, you jackass.
So Thunder Force tells the story of two childhood friends who become distant as adults. When Lydia, which is McCarthy's character, goes to visit her longtime friend Emily, which is Spencer, at work, she accidentally injects herself with a superhuman serum that gives her super strength. When Emily reveals she has the ability to become invisible, they decide to become actual heroes and stand up to crime throughout town. Of course, this is written and directed by Ben Falcone, which is McCarthy's spouse in real life, the one who has done like he helped out with Bridesmaids and this, that, and the other. And all she did like Tammy and The Boss, etc.
Don't make
She's also producing it.
We're not watching this, right?
No, but Jason Bateman's going to be in it. Palm Clemente, which is Mantis.
Christina Hendricks can be in it, and so can my girl Darcy, but I'm still not going to watch
it. Movie, so it fits with along the lines of what we're going to talk about. And Omar gets to talk about two of his favorite actresses.
What does everybody say? Hard pass. Hard pass.
Hard pass.
Gather, man.
Bruce says, bring back Galaxy Quest. If you guys haven't had a chance, yes, I love. So, Screen Junkies did a documentary, and you can actually get it. I know it's available if you want to rent it on Apple.
It's free on Amazon Prime.
It's free. Okay, it's about Galaxy Quest. They get all the actors except for Alan Rickman, obviously, because they had passed away. But they have Tim Allen. They have oh my God, I'm drawing a blank on Ripley's name. Oh my God. Oh my goodness.
Sigourney Weaver?
Yes, thank you. They have all those people, and they just talk about the legacy of Galaxy Quest and what it means and what the talk about filming. So I recommend anyone to watch that if you haven't had a chance. You can see it on Amazon Prime. It's well worth it. Anyone?
They both look miserable.
Dude,
as soon as I saw this, I said, "What
on him, buddy?
What the hell is this? Why? Whatever."
Anyways,
I mean, if it brings joy to some people, sure, that's cool. You're not going to make me watch it, are you?
No. A few last minute other things. So Disney, their price hike, guys, for those in the United States particularly, or anyone who has Disney Plus, they are raising the rates effective March 26th. So it's going to be a $1 hike from $6.99 to $7.99. Still not huge, but just a notice that's happening the end of this month. And hey, did you guys know there's a live action Pinocchio that's being filmed right now with Disney? Because there is. They've already cast Cynthia Erivo, which you guys would know her from Harriet Tubman. She is going to be playing the Blue Fairy.
Maybe they won't.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt plays Jiminy Cricket.
That was not a good movie.
Yeah, and Robert Zemeckis is going to be directing the film.
I like that guy.
Yes. And apparently Tom Hanks is still reported to play the role of Geppetto. Luke Evans is going to be playing the coachman. And like I said, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's Jiminy Cricket. Cynthia Erivo will be the Blue Fairy.
Is Octavia Spencer going to be
Pinocchio? No, she is not. No. Yeah, so it's... And then Keegan-Michael Key is going to be Honest John.
Never liked that kid either.
Yes. So it's going to be Chris Weitz, the guy who did Cinderella and Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, is co-writing the script with Zemeckis. So Robert Zemeckis is also going to be co-writing the script. And yeah.
What did you think of
Mulan? They're also working on the Bambi remake too. So, Disney not letting those live actions die, guys. Not that I need to see real life Bambi die, but I guess it's going to happen.
It wasn't him. It was his mom. Real life Bambi.
Live action Pinocchio, who's cast as nose. To be fair, we don't even know who's cast as Pinocchio yet. We have every surrounding character except for Pinocchio. So I'll be interested to see what child actor they decide to cast. They might even go with maybe a person of color, try to get some diversity, change it up a little bit. I'll be interested to see what they do. They really do like those live actions, Martin Mori. I mean, I think like
so bad.
You know, that Lady and the Tramp one, my daughter loved.
What'd you think of Mulan?
It was okay. It was boring. It was so boring.
You know why?
Yeah, because there was no Mushu, right?
That's right. You damn right. That's why. I have never seen a live action Disney movie. And I'm holding my, unless you make me watch one. I don't see the point. Like, that's where I stand my ground on these remakes. That's ridiculous. Especially, maybe I can understand the live action remakes with humans. Sure, I'll let that slide. But stupid stuff like The Jungle Book or
The Jungle Book wasn't that bad. It actually was really good. It was The Lion King.
Whatever. The Lion King with nothing but CG characters. That is ridiculous. Or Bambi all
I
of it
don't
going to be
know what
CG.
Bambi
Like, what is
is.
the point of that? So they're
Yeah.
doing Peter Pan with the girl from Growish
Yeah.
and Blackish as Tinkerbell. I don't know who that is. I'm not that excited about any of those live action movies. But you know what? If it introduces a whole new generation to all these cartoons that they'll eventually watch.
Well, you know what can also introduce people a whole new generation? Disney Plus, because all these cartoons are on Disney Plus. You don't even need a live action. You just, as an adult, be good. Show your kids some old stuff. I made my kid watch Free Willy. She didn't want to watch it, and she was bawling. She was bawling by the end of it, hoping that
we listen to the Michael Jackson song.
Snail got free. She didn't like it at first, but boy, was she into it by the end of it. She loves Home Alone. Home Alone. She watches Home Alone even after Christmas. She loves it so much.
Home Alone's good. John Hughes movie. Well,
be a good parent and show your kids some of the classics.
Yep.
You don't need a live action remake. Just show them some of the classics.
Let's see here. Apparently, it is confirmed that the Snyder Cut will be with the black bars left and right.
Yeah.
Those shots won't be as epic or the same. Like part of the reason why we have.
Not on my TV. I don't got one of those big old TVs.
It doesn't matter. Like you know what I'm talking about. Like we have the beauty of widescreen, so we don't have to do these TV cuts of pan scans and crap like that. I don't get that decision at all, man. That's weird, right? Like
Great Garly, show her some Looney Tunes, and actually, she did watch the new Tom and Jerry that just came out.
Well, that looks bad.
In theaters and on HBO Max. She actually enjoyed it, which it was not a good movie. It's one of those where they have the cartoon characters in our real world, but Chloe Grace Moretz is in it, from Kick-Ass. So it was just like she's such a actress.
Oh, the young girl.
Yes,
Chloe
Grace Moretz. Mm-hmm.
I always get her and the girl from Little Miss Sunshine confused.
Abigail Breslin. They don't look anything alike. She looks more like Joey King, which is the girl.
That's the one.
And the Zach Braff movie "Wish You Were Here" than she does Abigail Breslin. But that's
I was kidding. I have no idea what the hell Kissing Booth is. Oh, she's got those little pouty lips, right?
And the big blue eyes, and she looks like a child, like eternally childhood in her face. Like even if she has big old boobs and a big old butt, and looks like an adult.
I'm familiar with those. Yes.
Yeah, she looks like she has a little. Yeah, that's Joey King. Yeah,
I've seen her. I'm still waiting on Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Not gonna happen, right? I thought that's got canceled.
I don't know.
Dude,
I mean, they could do one that's not.
You guys should do Was It Really That Bad on the Punisher? Spoonful of sugar, make the medicine go down.
Yes, Scarlett Johansson's husband is in that Tom and Jerry movie. You're right, Colin Jost.
Who the hell's Colin Jost? Who's he?
What Michael Iman was saying, Scarlett Johansson's husband's in it. He's right. Colin Jost from SNL he plays the fiance. There's like a couple that's getting married at this hotel that Tom and Jerry are running around creating havoc in, that Chloe Grace Moretz is working at. It's a whole big thing.
Is he really married to Scarlett Johansson?
Yes, they're really married. Yeah.
I didn't know if that was a joke or not. Gotcha.
Nope, that's not a joke. They're legit married. The original.
The Dolph Lundgren Punisher was awesome. It was shot in Australia. I love that movie. But I think we've had enough of Dolph for 1 month.
I think we have.
Colin Jost. Del Toro never gets stuff made. Just announces projects, and that sucks. Hey, sometimes he does, right? My parents rented this from Blockbuster for me as a kid because my grandpa's cousin is Frank Langella. What? That's your grandpa's cousin is Skeletor? Never met him or anything like that, but that's what I think of when I see this movie. That's awesome.
That's really cool.
Is your shirt a hint, cool guy? No, I'm not announcing anything.
I love that. You should probably just not wear any comic book
related to.
Yeah, just in case people think you're trying to spoil something.
I promise I'm not. No Spider-Man announcements yet.
Nope.
Lord Omar. Love that title. Nightwing. For the updated X-Men reading order, will you show us when in the order we need to read Omni's like New Mutants and Excalibur, all that? Yeah. Absolutely. I may make that a separate video since there's so many spin-off titles, but absolutely. What did we think of Superman Returns? Did we do it? Was it really
We
that?
haven't
No, we
done
did.
that.
We
did
should.
Superman 4. We watched the original Superman, but I haven't seen Superman Returns. So, seen Batman Returns.
Yeah. What about it?
Nothing. I was just saying. If you're talking about a superhero that returns, I've seen that one.
Oh yeah. Okay. So next week we'll be back on Friday doing our big wrap up for WandaVision.
Yes, and guys, don't get your hopes up. I don't think that our
Mephisto.
No, well, A, I don't think Mephisto's coming, but also B, I also don't think our big reveal of our what is it called?
What are you talking about?
I don't think that the guest, if there's a guest star, I don't think it's going to be Luke Hamill's size, guys. I don't want you guys to get your hopes up.
First of all, there's no one called Luke Hamill. Put the phone down for a second.
But Mark Hamill, I don't think that there's anyone Mark Hamill level that's going to be there.
Quit Pokemon hunting. No one's named Luke Hamill. His name is Mark Hamill.
There's been a lot of stuff coming around that I think that either all that stuff is misdirection, like maybe Paul Bettany's talking about himself, that he's most excited to work for himself. There is talk, though, Omar, that White Vision might be voiced by James Spader.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, Maya's asking for the poll results. Do we have a poll? What'd you do?
Right.
She's in charge of all that. She's in charge of all that.
Yeah, the poll results from last week. Where's my dashboard?
Paul Bettany. You know when he made that comment? What if he was talking about himself? Vision fighting Vision.
Well, no, that's what I thought. That's what a lot of people are saying. I think.
Oh, you did? I didn't know if that was what you thought or not.
Yeah, I think what he means is, that it's himself. So.
And Ford.
So the results of the poll that we did.
But what was the question?
It was, which Marvel TV character would you be most excited to see in a movie? Daredevil came out way ahead, guys, at 40%.
Cool.
With other at 19%, but that's mostly like Alf, Batman,
Omar.
Yes, the Mary Jane's Live at Coachella. Jack Thompson, which is Chad Michael Murray. Alexandria Daddario.
No one put Gina Carano in there?
No, I would have been funny, but no. Punisher twice. But yeah, other than that, Jessica Jones, Quake, and Kingpin all got about 8%. So
I remember
Daredevil.
People were
no
like,
one cares about Agent Coulson anymore, which I get it, guys. I get it.
You put Quake up there, but you left out Punisher. I love that.
I put the Runaway Kid, Cloak and Dagger, and I left out Punisher. I don't even know what I was thinking. Dude, no one wants Cloak and Dagger, though.
I heard about this, Glenn. So Stallone's going to do a director's cut of Rocky IV, adding scenes and taking some away. I'm going to tell you what he's going to take away is that ridiculous robot servant, because that had no place in that movie. I don't care how rich anybody gets. Nobody should have a robot for a servant, especially back in 1985. I bet that's what gets taken away. But that movie's perfect, man. The guy pulled a truck in the snow. Oh, I love that movie. Soundtrack is on point. Yep, Friday is the last night of WandaVision. Now, really quick, do you want to do another What's It Really That Bad, or do you want to do another Or Was It Really That Good?
Next week?
Next Wednesday.
We can do another Was It Really That Bad? I enjoy watching bad movies.
Oh, okay. That was his wife, not his... Leave her alone, man. That was an awesome... All right, we're going to watch Rocky IV as Was It Really That Good?
I've never seen any of the other Rockies, so I think it would be like...
You've never seen Rocky? You're in Philly. You've come from Philly.
Just because I went to school in Philadelphia does not mean that I went to the statue, as all good
fake fan. Take your...
I did. So I just never saw the movies. Again, boxing movies aren't like... Not like $1 Million Baby was on my top list. I watched it because it was an Oscar-nominated film, and I did not care for it because I don't like Clint Eastwood.
But I mean, it was like the plot to Karate Kid, right? Like the underdog. Like it's great. The first one
had a kid in it, like 3 ninjas.
You are so dead to me.
I know.
And
We
honestly,
will come up with something epic, guys, and we will let you
it's
know.
gonna be Rocky 4. Was it? I'm trying to think of what was really that bad. All right, we'll either do a comic book related movie or something fantasy based, like Amanda said.
Yes.
Seen
We'll
one
come up with
boxing
something.
movie? What? No, man. Oh, dude.
Thank you,
Like,
Josh. You've seen one.
no.
I've seen The Fighter. I mean, I've seen.
A good boxing movie, man. Anyway, The Fighter. All right. So yeah, we'll come up with something. We'll put it on our social media, and that's maybe we'll do a poll. What we should watch. We used to do those.
Let's go
Yeah.
ahead. We could put up a poll. We'll announce a poll Friday when we do our WandaVision, and then we'll put the poll up on social media. So that way you have the weekend to go ahead and vote and give us time to figure out what it is you guys want and actually watch it. Hopefully we're going to hopefully put something on there that is easily accessible for everyone to watch. So,
and it has to be something that I either like or I think it's garbage. So we'll figure that out because it's my birthday month. All of Rocky, right? All of Rocky is great with the exception, even 5 to an extent. Like I'll take 5. Like it's okay. What is Leo asking? Judge Dredd. The original Judge Dredd with Stallone was horrible. The other one,
Carl Urban one, I've seen that one.
That one's solid. That's like the comics, so I'm good with that one.
Yeah.
No polls. Let me. It ain't your birthday month, Michael.
Yeah, Michael.
I love short.
You're the moderator.
Short Circuit 2, though. That's what life was about, man. Omar, when's that near mint condition sitcom coming out? Tune in soon, 2022.
Isn't every day on near mint condition a sitcom, guys? Come on.
Only when it's a live episode.
Only when it's a live episode.
Nighthawk, that was bad. All right, we will let you all know. Everybody join back on Friday for WandaVision.
At 8 o'clock, normal time. Omar has nothing else to do.
Oh, yeah, I don't have anything to do that day. I'm bringing my kids over so they can hang out with your kid.
Yes, exactly.
The Raid are awesome, dude. I love the Raid too. All right, we'll think of something. We'll put up a poll. Everybody get ready. It might be Aliens. It might be Rocky 5. Might be, you know.
Clearly, he wants to do Was It Really That Good and not Was It Really That Bad. I like Was It Really That Bad.
But I had to watch To All the Boys I Loved Before. I don't want to hear it. All right.
Good point. Okay.
And I ended up liking it. Thank you all so much for watching. Listen to this lady with the details on what to do next.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And remember to follow us on all of our social media channels at Near Mint Con. Make sure to check us out on Patreon if you want to support Near Mint Condition. And also check us out on Redbubble if you want to get some great Near Mint Condition merchandise. And remember, if it's classy and cool, it must be Near Mint. Good journey, everyone.